I am the disabled guy with the disabled life. This podcast is going to be about disabled issues and other things that interest me and others from the disabled community. I did this so that people understand what we go through in life and what we do, because a lot of what we do, it is interesting. I'm also going to talk a little bit about ADA and things of that nature. It's something that's very important to me and something that I learned a lot about when I did an episode. I'm going to talk more about it. Okay. This podcast, it's going to come out at 10 p.m. Saturday and Wednesday. So that's when that's when I think most people listen. Most people listen at night or have the episodes there for during for the daytime. So let me stop this. Stop. Okay, what I want to talk about today is something that I found, and I know. When I was going to school, elementary school in the 70s and late 70s, early 80s, the technology wasn't there. All there was typewriters and things of that nature for the disabled community. The education was not what it is today because the technology wasn't there. When I went to elementary school, when I went to middle school, again, I was put in a typing class. That's fine. Okay. But now I know that there's computers that talk and things of that nature. So there's more technology, which I'm happy about. Technology is important. Technology enriches the lives of a disabled person. Technology helps the blind person use a computer. It also helps dyslexic people use computers. It helps us do our thing. It helps. There's volunteer work that I do remotely, and I can do that volunteer work remotely because of computers and knowing how to use a computer. And it's something that if COVID would have happened when I was in elementary school or even middle school or high school, I don't know what would have happened, because that's something that helps, and it helped in a way. It helped the disabled community and help companies find out that people could work remotely. What that means is, if a person can work remotely, a disabled person can work remotely. It's something interesting that something as bad as COVID helped teach people that things happen and things can change. And so it's interesting. Okay. ADA started in 1990, was signed in 1992, but it wasn't fully implemented years ago. For example, as a disabled person, I'll give an example. I wanted to become a radio station DJ. They wanted a 4-year college degree, which I disagree with. Why do I need a 4-year college degree to operate a console and play music? It makes no sense. But that's rather here nor there. Because of that, I couldn't do what I wanted to do. But at least here I'm talking to you and letting my voice be heard when it comes to podcasting. So I'm happy that the technology is there so that those of you that want to go to college can go to college easier. It's not easy. It's not hard. Let me talk to you about a little bit about amateur radio exams. For those of you that don't follow me, I'm an amateur radio examiner. By federal law, we have to accommodate the exam. One of the most common accommodations is to read the exam to the candidate and then let them answer us orally, and then we publish the answers that they say. The easy way to do that is we don't know some of the answers we know, but we cannot give answers or clues. We have to let them answer the way they think it is. So, that's an accommodation that I want to talk to you about. I'm going to either do some more research on ADA or find somebody that is willing to come on with me and talk about ADA. Most likely I will pull into I will go into the guest group that I'm involved with, but I have to update my request, and I'll definitely put that in there. It's interesting. Another thing that's interesting is the Special Olympics. I did not know that there was shooting specifically for the disabled, but yes, there is that. The way I found out about that is I did research and found it on the internet. Even though I know that things on the internet are not always the truth, but things are there that we need. And some things are true, most things are. Some things are not. So, it's interesting how this technology, computers, has opened the world up to the disabled. It opened up the world to the thank you, Apple, for creating the MacBooks. It made it to the point where it's accessible. It's not cheap, but it's accessible for us to have computers to do things. Yeah, it's something that I found opened up my world, and I'm happy I got it. Yeah, it's interesting how I didn't think I needed a computer until I got one. And that's something that I think about almost every day when I sit down to do some work. I mostly think about it when I sit down here to record this podcast, because without it, I wouldn't be doing a podcast. My host is Spotify for podcasters, and they took away the tool that I used to use to record my podcast on their site. If it wasn't for this computer, I would have to stop putting my voice out for people, because I would have no way of recording my podcast that I know of. At least to Spotify, I would have to change hosts and go through a bunch of things, which I might still do, but I don't know. But it's crazy. Technology has helped. Thank you for listening to my episodes. My episodes will come out Monday and Wednesday. You can listen to me on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and many others, including iHeartRadio. The reason I've done this podcast is to give people a voice, because I think that the disabled community is missing a voice, but I am in a unique position of being able to afford minimal equipment to do this. I'm going to give you my email address. My email, if you want to contact me, is ke4key@gmail.com. And I will you can also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, at The Disabled Guy, and a few other places where I put my episodes out on Facebook too. With that, thank you for listening. And once again, let me say thank you. Thank you for your support. And thank you for those followers that have been there since the beginning. I've improved my audio, but thank you.